Hi, thanks for watching. I like to do it standing up every now and again, and it's great fun doing it outside. So let's start the day this way. Andy here with the Astrology for Friday the 18th of May 2018. An interesting time. The moon entered Cancer late last night UK time and stays there right through until Sunday the 20th when she enters Leo, but more about that as we go through the weekend. The main thing at the moment, the moon is still very much in Cancer, and a Cancer moon is a time when people's vulnerabilities come to the surface, but they don't always say exactly what's on their mind. And if that's you, try saying what's on your mind. People might understand it more than you think. You just never know. But Cancer people, they can seem very crabby, they can seem very uninterested, but it's just the way they are, you know. And if you've got the Cancer influence around you, like we all have today actually, then that is definitely something that might come up. I keep looking away because I'm outside and I'm just looking at my tablet in my hand here instead of with it all set up as per usual. More emotional though, basically, and people do not like having their emotions stood on at this time, so that is well worth thinking about. The moon phase at the moment, she is 10.8% full, really starting to gather steam now. First quarter comes up on the 22nd of May at 4:49 AM UK time. That's GMT +1 or UTC +1, because believe it or not, this is summer at the moment, which is why I'm out here in a t-shirt and sort of looking happy. Right, the actual alignment of the moon at the moment, she is sextile Mercury, and Mercury really sets the scene today. A bit more about that as we go on. It's an easier time than usual to express feelings and emotions. Now that is really positive because that is the other side to the Cancer influence. So it should be balanced there. It's also a good time for people coming together in terms of, well, they call it feminine energy. I don't think that's the best thing to call it because lots of men are waking up to it now. But, you know, basically being aware of psychic things, being aware of influences outside of the absolute here and now facts of reality. That is on the move. Mercury is actually trine Saturn at the moment, so you need patience really, and just being careful with things to bring anything to completion. So if you're trying to sort of get something wrapped up today, that's well worth thinking about. Elsewhere in the astrology, it's all about Mercury really. Mercury is in 8 degrees Taurus, and it's going to trine Saturn, which is in Capricorn and is retrograde in Capricorn, by the way, at 12:49 PM UK time. So you'll be waking up to that Pacific, that's 4:49 AM. You might be waking up just before that Eastern because it's 7:49 AM, but right here in UK, 12:49 PM after lunch, before 1 o'clock, Mercury trine Saturn. Now Mercury seems to be in a positive role at the moment, probably right through this weekend, but Mercury is mercurial, you know, and we talk about it like that for a reason. It's kind of mysterious, it's kind of difficult to know what people are on about, where people are headed with their questions, or just generally where people are going with what they're trying to do. It can make that very confusing. Now, as it trines Saturn, and a trine is quite a positive aspect actually. Let me see, I looked it up somewhere because I can never remember these things for 5 minutes, I really can't. But a trine, nice positive aspect. Mercury, you just never know. And Saturn is retrograde and is the planet most associated with our fears, perhaps our subconscious fears more than anything, but also our everyday fears. So just don't let fear hold you back today. That is really going to be important. Also with Mercury at 1:13 PM, gosh, only about half an hour after the last one actually, Mercury in Taurus is going to square the true node, the North Node, which is in Leo at the moment. The North Node, all about where we're going, positive thoughts about going forward and looking at the future. It's not always positive when we think about the future, is it? But it should be, because it can be. And if we think positively about the future has got to be a lot more positive. So let me see that, yeah, I mean, Mercury in Taurus, actually also the planet of getting things done and having a rest and that kind of thing. It's really going to be an interesting influence. I don't know which way it's going to go. Very, very difficult to call when it's Mercury. And Mercury isn't retrograde at the moment, but it doesn't always matter with Mercury. And Saturn as well. Oh, gosh. Could be fears, and that is going to be known only to you, really. It's your deepest, innermost fears. Don't let them rule your life. Don't let them change anything. Just keep going ahead, keep going positive, because positive, happy energy overcomes just about anything else, trumps everything, really. So a quick look now at spaceweather.com. Sorry to keep looking away, it's very rude, but you know, I've got my info all down here. No sunspots at all on the face of the sun. Solar wind speeds up a tiny bit, 434 kilometers a second. Proton density 5 protons a cubic centimeter. That's up a little bit as well. They're not very highly raised, but there is quite a lot of solar wind still pouring out of the face of the sun, because there's a tear in the corona, the atmosphere around the sun, and that throws out solar wind. But yesterday we were saying 60% chance of it. Well, it's more like a 40% chance of it now, so it's gone down a little bit, but there's something buffeting, and that electromagnetic action in the ionosphere plays into all of us. It can mean headaches, it can mean all kinds of things really, but just generally speaking, confusion and things not being quite what they seem, things not being entirely real. But there we are, with Mercury so involved in the chart, it is that kind of weekend, and I think it could be a lot more positive than it feels, as I say some of these things, because Mercury really can go either way. The reason people almost fear Mercury, which is a mistake, but the reason people fear Mercury is that it's kind of confusing, and they tend to think everything's going to go bad. But you see, Mercury doesn't actually bring these things. Mercury just represents the time and the movements of space when these things happen. So the more we actually try to consolidate our own lives, what we're actually trying to do in truth for ourselves and others, the less chance we've got of having problems to do with Mercury. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the outdoor bit. Nice change, isn't it? And it's actually warm enough to wear a t-shirt outside, which is really remarkable in UK at the moment. Have a brilliant Friday, my friends. If I don't see you till Monday, have a great weekend, but I will be here every day. And over on the Twig Brother Out There channel, I'm going to do a forecast for the whole weekend. Get over there, check it out. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, please. It all helps me. Leave me a comment below. We will share the journey. Anything you pick up on, I'd be very interested to know, because this is a learning journey for me. It's a learning journey for everyone. I mean, I don't think, as long as you do this astrology or any esoteric practice, it's always going to bring up unexpected things. It's always going to take you in new and interesting directions. How positive is that? Have a good day, guys. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Goodbye.